Hello guys, welcome to The Corner, where we talk about anime, manga, and everything in between, and today we are talking about Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody. And it is a very interesting anime, so let's get this review started, shall we? Alright you guys, I really did enjoy this anime. It was an amazing anime all the way up to the 12th episode, which actually left you off on a really big cliffhanger and was kind of anticlimactic. But the biggest thing about this anime in general was exactly how much alike to Konosuba it was. Now, people that love Konosuba will also love this anime as well, but not in the same aspect as you may think it would drive them to go to this anime. The biggest thing about this anime is how much more serious it is than Konosuba. It actually takes itself a lot more seriously, and it actually has a story that points in perspective. We actually follow Suzuki, who is a game designer, game editor, game debugger type of situation, and he ends up going through a death march, which is why it's called Death March in the first place, and blah 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 blah. We're not going to go into the long title. We're just going to call it Death March from now on. Anyways, Death March he ends up going on a death march in his life, where he's always doing this. He goes on a 30-hour binge just for working, doing debugs and stuff like that, and was looking forward to actually having his next day off and do what he needs to do. Well, he ends up being transported to this new world, Rhapsody. And the biggest thing about this world, Rhapsody, is it's actually like a game he's designing already, and he learns about a lot more about this world than just that. Not only does it resemble the game that he was working on in the first place, but he also has a few items in his inventory that he created himself. He used to say newbies can use this game and be able to get by the first area just fine without a problem. Well, he had a little understatement when it came down to it, because the things that he ended up doing was really huge. Like, it had so much of an area effect. He killed so many monsters, so many gods and stuff like that in the Dragon Valley area, that he actually became level 310 with a whole bunch of new titles just from using all three meteors, because he didn't think it was working. He also gets to end up with a map that will help him out tremendously in almost cheating-like way, but it kind of goes to show how if you're going to try handing somebody something for a game that's supposed to be hard, it's just going to be too easy to play through in the first place. But we're not going to go into that type of situation. We're just going to talk about the anime in general. Now, he ends up getting out of here, going to the closest village, which is going to be attacked by a wyvern for some other reason. Well, he gets over there and saves a girl who was right there. Blah blah blah, turns out to be his love interest, and he ends up meeting some more girls along the way, and realizing that they're really young but they look really old, so he needs to be really careful about how he approaches certain people, because he has the mindset of an older man, and he's always thinking about that situation. But he's also in the body of a 15-year-old now, his 15-year-old self, pretty much. His old body was 28, and you could tell a big difference between the two in general. But he still has that mindset, so he still has a mentality of a person in our world and time, not in the fantasy world and time where it's not that big of a deal in the first place. Not saying that it isn't a big deal, just saying in that fantasy type situation. Instead of trying to explain that, we're just going to go ahead, because that's going to make it sound even worse if I'm trying to defend this whole situation in analogy. Anyways, so we get to see him either choose the quiet life or continue on with it, with what he does, and he ends up actually continuing on with an adventure and doing more and more things, becoming the hero of the story in general. He needs to move on, wants to figure out more about this world, and wants to continue doing more stuff. And this is when he realizes that people are being reincarnated into this world, and he was probably called upon to be a part of this world at some point in time. So that was a pretty interesting way to think about it. But he didn't start off like most of the heroes that were being talked about started off. He started off at level 1 and not max level with infinite this, infinite that. He started off at level 1 and worked his way up to 310. And that's the biggest difference. So there is something completely different about this world that we do not see yet, as he ends up saving people, doing more things, bringing up his harem a lot more. Yes, his harem. This is definitely a harem after this point. There's no way this is not a harem. He has slave girls everywhere. slave harem. Bull crap. Anyways, due that every girl in his party is really young, but that's not the point here at all. But he can get away with a lot of things, and I think his best ability he ever picked up was poker face. To have a poker face is the ability to be able to successfully lie to somebody at some point, and successfully imitate. I can't say it right now. Sorry, guys. But the biggest thing is that this anime has been really fun and enjoyable, and you want to see how he progresses and how these characters actually do. You start caring about these characters in the end, and I think it's actually pretty well written for an anime like this. And honestly, I wouldn't mind playing a game like this too. It would be pretty awesome, and how much time they actually put into a game like this must have taken years, because to be able to get a generic storyline like this, or if it's just because he's in it and he's talking to them, so it makes different choices and reactions, or if this is actually how the game's made, makes a big deal, I guess. It would be awesome to play a game like this, and it would be awesome to be able to have good dialogue with characters that you make up yourself, like key characters that you say will activate that part of the story type of situation, blah 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 blah, where it's not just linear ending. You're kind of going, doing your own thing and getting what you need done. But we're not talking about the game aspect here. We're just talking about the anime, and I keep doing that, and I'm sorry. But I suggest you guys watch this. It is awesome. Especially if you guys love Konosuba, you guys will definitely love Death March. Death March is maybe a little bit more serious, but does still have some good, funny moments, and the storyline itself just immerses you into the anime. And I can't believe they ended on episode 12 like that, and I really want a season 2 out right now, and that's how I feel about it. Okay? Rhapsody, you bastard. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys check it out. And if you guys do, comment down below and let me know what you guys thought about it. If I gave you guys the thought of, hey, I want to watch that, let me know. I would really like that conversation. I like to talk to people, okay? Leave me alone. Yes, I know. I'm alright. Anyways, until the next time, you guys, hope you guys have a great day and a fun one as well.